Hello, 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 everybody. And it's good to see you all again. Welcome back to Mr. B's podcast. I'm Mr. B. And yeah, I haven't been on in a while actually to make any videos, any content because I've been busy, right? So outside of doing a podcast, like clearly, I don't make any money off the podcast, no advertising, blah 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 blah. So I have to focus on more prominent business operations, which is security type stuff, right? Because that's what we do, right? I'm a security professional. So at any rate, oh my goodness, for the last whatever since the last video, whether it's been a month, month and a half, 2 months, I don't even know. I don't even remember. I've been out running around in the field doing different things, obviously running security operations as well as, what had happened last time. What was one of the last videos that we did was the drones, right? So I've been running around all of New York, New Jersey, just to take a look and see what's going on with my own eyes. I actually, if you look in the background, I actually end up making some test equipment to be able to identify, track some of these objects that are being seen in the sky. And to be quite honest, without any hype or anything like that, it was mostly airplanes and regular hobbyist aircraft. Now, there were hobbyist drones, but now there were some things that I don't know what the heck they were, right? There were high altitude objects, there were low altitude objects moving different types of ways. There was no planes on ADS, flight tracker, da 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 da. They weren't government things or anything like that. So there weren't birds either. So there were some things that I did see, but how the hell am I supposed to say what they are, whether they're drones or people are saying orbs or aliens, UFOs, blah, blah, blah. Nobody knows, right? But I will tell you one thing that this whole drone situation has really exposed a vulnerability in our national security, right? So we have objects that are flying around in our airspace. We have no idea what they are. So the simplest answer for the government is, hey, look, the FAA gave authorization to fly at night, so it's hobbyists and commercial drone pilots flying at night. They don't know. That's the simplest answer that they can come up with. But we all know that's BS, right? So let me pose a question: if the government passes it off as that, and obviously then they tell you that they don't know what the hell is going on, wouldn't you think that some foreign adversary or some other type of maybe hostile group might seize that opportunity, just like our weak border where anybody can just come across the border, right? Unchallenged pretty much and enter the country, whether they're, bringing, whether it's just people coming in to try to live a better life or people trafficking humans, drugs, who the hell knows? But that same vulnerability at the border is the same vulnerability right now that we're realizing in our airspace. We have no way to track all of these objects, right? There's not enough manpower, there's not enough equipment, there's not any of that to try to track and mitigate every single thing in the air. So now, for an adversary, hostile group may be like, hey, look, the Americans are behind the ball with protecting their airspace. So maybe we're going to do this and maybe we're going to do that. Now, for me, it poses a major security risk, right? And to try to, like I said earlier, track all these things and try to take them down or track them to the controller. I mean, it'll be a lot of work, right? So, like I said, I've been out and about running around with different groups, individuals, some other things I can't talk about, but there are some things out there, and nobody knows what they are, and nobody knows how they're going to deal with it. It's just so many. It may just become a normal part of life for us, right? It may just become a normal occurrence, everyday thing, and we might have to just get over it, right? Until these things start either being shot down or they're crashing and we can get to them and recover, the processor and the memory and this and that to see how they're built and blah, 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 right? So Some people were saying, like, hey, look, some of these things don't give off heat signatures. Everything that I've seen in the sky, whether it's aircraft, regular drones, birds, well, birds are a lot. It'd be like a dot on a thermal imager. But everything else that I've seen and things that are unexplained or unexplainable at this time have given off IR and heat thermal signatures. I'll say that again. Every object in the sky that I have seen, that we have seen, does give off heat and IR signature, right? So it's very interesting. A lot of people was trying to put spin on things, and then there's AI making fake articles and this and that, and people maliciously adding this and that, and it just got so out of control. But thankfully, right now, it's pretty much winding down. Maybe it's on the tail end of it. I don't know. But when Trump gets into office, I think he's gonna look into it deeper, or if he knows something now, he may tell people once he get in some, after the inauguration when he's officially the president. We shall see. But again, this situation has exposed a severe gap in our security, vulnerabilities that will be exploited by foreign adversaries, hostile groups. And there's nothing at this time. There's nothing really, we can do about it. But to jump around topics because I haven't been there in a while. Obviously, like I said, I run around running more prominent business operations. Been working on my health a little bit, losing some weight. Lost 65 pounds since September. So yeah, getting my muscle back, you know what I mean? So at any rate, so yeah, a lot has transpired with politics and, now this neurovirus and RSV and da 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 da. Just a whole bunch of craziness. And it's too much to get into, in just one video here, one podcast. But it's we're we're in very interesting times right now, and quite honestly, I think it's going to get a little more interesting once Trump gets into the White House. To be honest, so I would say grab yourself some popcorn and buckle in because it's going to be an interesting, maybe a wild ride. What's going to go on in the next couple of months to 4 years, right? So when I find a time, I will hop back on, do some videos about security stuff, and I don't want to spend too much time wrapped up into the drone stuff because it did take up a lot of my time, right? To go all around these places and do this and that, and mind you, I wasn't being paid for it. Neither did I ask for any money, but I also got to see some of the technology that the state, police are using, and dealt with some senators here and there, right, before their hearing on the drone stuff. So I was asked not to mention by word, so I won't. I mean by name, so I won't. Um, but yeah, I got very involved. I basically dived off the deep end, and honestly, it's just it takes up too much time for me to try to. I'm a nobody, right? I'm just a researcher when it comes to these type of things, right? So nobody's paying me be driving all over the United States. So I'm not going to keep doing that. So everything seems like it's winding down, and let's just hope for the best. And hopefully these things have no nefarious intent. And that's all we really can do at this point, right? So, like I said, when I find the time, I'll hop on and do another topic, and we'll dive into some other things involving security because a lot of people seem to have like my security related videos, right? I got a lot of feedback, a lot of views, a lot of likes, things like that. So I think that's the direction we're gonna go for maybe the next video. And until then, I want to thank you for tuning in. Just keep your eyes open, right? Be vigilant. Protect yourself, protect your families, and I will see you later. Stay vigilant.